Welcome to Politics Disassembled. I'm Matthew Leach. When is a school not a school? Well, according to ESC, when it's a classroom. While you might have thought that Deputy Delisle's successful request to force ESC to reinstate the Herm School was the end of the story, it isn't. The ongoing and time-consuming issue has once again raised its ugly head by means of question time after the ESC president's statement this week. After Deputy Andrea Dudley-Owen gave an update to the Chamber, Deputy Yvonne Burford took the opportunity to ask a question about a letter received by parents of Herm students earlier in the week.
Could I ask the President, please, what engagement and consultation did the committee undertake with Herm parents before sending them the letter yesterday, which detailed significant and not necessarily well-received changes to the operation of the Herm School? Thank you.
We've now received the letter in question, which was penned by the head teacher of Bailiwick Primary, Adrian Paul, which indicated that Herm School would in future be referred to as Herm Class. This stance was solidified by Deputy Dudley-Owen's response to Deputy Burford.
Thank you, sir. I'm not entirely sure that I understand why you would need to consult with parents about sending them a letter, which is part of the consultation. That is the opening of the engagement. I anticipate that there will be quite a few questions around Herm this morning, sir, and I would caution colleagues to think very carefully about the type of questions that they're asking because of the sensitive nature, because this is an extremely small cohort, and in terms of some of the questions that may be asked, we may be treading into areas of unwittingly discussing issues which are sensitive around staff, and we do not think that this is the right forum, and I do not think that this is the right forum in which to discuss them. So I'd be very happy to take this conversation out of the public domain, which is appropriate, because this is a small, we wouldn't have a conversation about a specific group of children in the Forest School or at the Hoggett School where they were identifiable, or indeed their classroom teacher who would be identifiable. So I think that the conversations between a head teacher and the parents of the children who attend their school are exactly between them.
The reason behind this recent change seems to be to make sure students in Herm are more incorporated with Bailiwick Primary and less of an independent education provision in its own right. The change, however, proved to be a surprise to some, including Deputy Peter Roffey, who took to Twitter after the debate suggesting that he should consider putting himself out to grass because he thought Herm School was a school. After a similar concern was raised in the Chamber by himself, Deputy Dudley-Owen sought to clarify what exactly constitutes a school. She said Herm is not a school, it is instead an extension of Bailiwick Primary. A school by definition requires a head teacher. It requires formal, distinct processes. This is not the case with this particular education provision. A register of schools and colleges in England, logged on gov.uk, has since had Herm School removed. While the change wasn't publicly announced, the news of it has now filtered out to the public and has been met with concern online, with the leader of the Roquette, Deputy Delisle, saying on Facebook that ESC is destroying the heritage of the school. His concerns have been echoed by other members of the public online. It's also understood that Herm parents have also met the update with concern, especially since they weren't consulted on it. It's unclear what will happen next, but what we do know is that the school, now classroom, should reopen before the end of October.